Under the scorching desert sun, the air shimmered with heat as sand stretched endlessly in every direction. In this vast and silent land, danger often hides where least expected. On one such blazing afternoon, a desperate cry broke the stillness. It came from a wounded camel struggling in pain, surrounded by a furious swarm of bees. The poor animal had unknowingly disturbed a massive beehive hidden within a patch of dry bushes. Within seconds, hundreds of bees attacked, stinging its eyes, neck, and legs. The camel's roars echoed across the barren landscape as it tried to flee, its body covered in welts and its breathing labored from exhaustion and pain. Not far from the chaos, a young girl named Amina was walking along the edge of her village. She often wandered into the desert to collect herbs and feed her goats. But that day, her journey took a heartbreaking turn. Hearing the distressed cries of the camel, she froze for a moment, unsure of what to do. When she saw the terrified animal surrounded by angry bees, fear gripped her heart. Yet deep inside, her compassion was stronger than her fear. She knew she couldn't just stand by and watch the creature die. Amina wrapped her scarf tightly around her head and face, shielding herself from the stings as best she could. Step by step, she approached the panicked camel, waving her arms and shouting to scare the bees away. The buzzing was deafening, and the bees stung her hands and neck, but she didn't stop. She ran to a nearby puddle of muddy water and began splashing it over the camel's body, hoping to cool its burning skin and wash off some of the bees. The scene was chaotic and painful, but her bravery never wavered. After several tense minutes, the swarm began to thin out. Some bees retreated, while others lay dead on the ground. The camel, trembling and weak, finally managed to kneel down. Amina rushed to its side, carefully checking its wounds. She tore part of her dress to create makeshift bandages, wiping away the blood and venom from its eyes. The camel's heavy breathing slowly eased as it looked at her with tired, grateful eyes. It was as if the creature understood she was trying to save it. Realizing the camel was too weak to walk, Amina ran back to her village for help. Her father and a few neighbors followed her into the desert with buckets of water and herbal medicines. Together, they treated the camel's wounds and gently poured cool water over its body to ease the stings. The villagers were amazed by Amina's courage. Risking her life to save an animal was something few adults would dare to do, yet this young girl had faced danger head-on with nothing but determination and kindness. Over the next few days, the villagers built a small shelter for the injured camel near their homes. Amina visited it every morning, bringing food and water. Slowly, the camel began to recover. Its once swollen eyes opened fully again, and it started eating grass from her hands. A silent bond grew between them, one built on trust and gratitude. The camel, who had once faced death alone in the desert, now found peace beside the girl who had risked everything to save it. One evening, as the sun dipped behind the dunes, Amina stood beside the camel, watching the sky turn shades of gold and crimson. The gentle wind carried the sounds of the desert, calm and peaceful once more. The camel nudged her shoulder softly, as if thanking her one last time. Tears welled up in her eyes, not from sadness, but from the overwhelming beauty of the moment. She realized that bravery isn't about strength or power, it's about compassion, the courage to act when others would walk away. News of Amina's act of heroism spread quickly through nearby villages. People admired her for her selflessness and courage, calling her the brave heart of the desert. Yet for Amina, the greatest reward was not the praise, but seeing the camel healthy and free again. Whenever she looked into its calm, trusting eyes, she was reminded that kindness could bridge even the wildest divides between humans and animals. The desert that once echoed with the camel's cries now stood silent under the stars. Somewhere in the distance, the camel walked freely again, its spirit no longer broken. Amina watched it disappear into the dunes, her heart full of peace. That day, a simple act of compassion had changed two lives forever, a brave girl who learned the meaning of courage, and a wounded camel that found life again through love and kindness.